Well, hey guys, 2 videos, one day. Had more time than I thought I was going to. What are we going to talk about this time? You guys are going to see this probably Thursday. This is the Arcane designed Necronaut. So we're not going to spend a lot of time pontificating about this yet because you guys know what's next. If you're watching on headphones, turn down the volume because here comes some music. So I met Israel at Arcane Designs in Portland Blade Show West last time we went. So that would have been 2018, I believe, if I remember correctly. And he had a mock-up of this knife. Now, this is probably not a knife I would ever purchase, but I can really appreciate it. There's some things about it that aren't for me. I have been messing around with this to get a real good comfort level on this, so I could give you guys a, not comfort level, but a good familiarity with this knife. Now, I have been really careful. This is not my knife. This is Israel's personal Necronaut. So what we're gonna do is this thing is cool looking. We are going to go ahead. We're gonna flip this around. We're gonna do some specs, some weight, some specs, some comparison, but we're also gonna look at how it was packaged and stuff that came with it, because this is kind of a new kickoff. They did this, I think, as a Kickstarter. I don't 100% remember, but I will know by the time we get ready to shoot the video. That part of the video anyway. So without any further ado, let's turn this around and I'll meet you guys down at the Chris Reeves Microfiber momentarily.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, this is an attractive knife, but before we take a good close look at it, let's get some specs. So what are we looking at? We are looking at an American style Tonto, full flat ground blade with a very distinct Tonto. You're talking blade length of 3.5 inches, blade thickness of 0.16. You are looking at a closed length of 4.5 for an overall length of 8 inches. And like I said, it's full flat ground, American Tonto blade style in M390 that runs on bearings. Now, this knife is a frame lock. It does have a pivot collar that is almost a bolster. I mean, it comes clear down into the lock bar. Like I said, M390 blade on this, Rockwell hardness of 60 to 61 is what they've got listed, with a weight of 4.8 ounces. But we're going to bring the scale in, and we'll take a good close look at it. All right, so we got the scale in frame now, and as you guys can see, I have definitely changed the direction I do it, so you can see. We're not going to do grams first. Let's do ounces. They said 4.8 ounces. 4 5/8 ounces. And that's pretty close. Let's look at it in grams. So for those of you that don't do freedom units, you are looking at 134 grams. So about 20 grams heavier than that Redemption fixed blade that I did from Ramon Chavez earlier today, that you guys saw yesterday. So let's take a good look at the aesthetics of this knife, because here's the thing. This is not a knife I would probably purchase. It has some elements about it that I'm not a big fan of. The flipper tab, while it does work really well, it's a little bit small. But the aesthetics of this knife is where it gets me. The symmetry that you get, even though it's flipped, you have the exact same angle for this because the blade sits in it. And it gives you an overall shape and feel. I'm big on symmetry. That is great. The pivot collars. The pivot collars are extremely attractive. I do like the idea of a oversized anodized aluminum pivot collar that gives you a little bit of flash and pop. Like I've said a bunch of times about things that you can carry day to day. Just because you're carrying something and it's utilitarian doesn't mean it can't be fancy. So let's go ahead and talk about why this knife would not be a knife for me. Just specifically, we're just going to get into it. It has nothing to do with build quality. This is an incredibly well-built knife. It's everything to do with the size of my fingers, and I'm not able to get a full 2 fingers up in that choil. It's like a finger and a half. Another knife that has kind of this same distinctive cutout on it that I find problematic for me personally is the Koenig Arius, where I don't feel comfortable. It feels like my hand is, even though this is a large knife, it feels like my hand's cramped because it just feels like my whole hand is sliding down in here. Now, that's a me thing. It has nothing to do with the knife. That is a me thing where this kind of slides and brings you down in. But I will tell you that if you're just looking for an attractive knife that for most people is going to be comfortable, because I have had the other people feel this and they're like, yeah, I don't see an issue with that. So look at the lines on this. Look how crisp and clean. That's why I just turned the light a little bit. I wanted you guys to be able to see the faceted effect that you get from this really well done, full flat grind Tonto. Nice, clean, crisp lines. I like the satin where you have the blade grind going two different directions, where you have the, see the grind pattern going two directions like that. I like that. I like the satin. I definitely like the logos on this knife. They are well done. Let me move this light a little bit. They are well done and attractive logos. I know a lot of guys don't like logos. I don't care about logos, but these are some nice, attractive, well done, deeply cut in with a laser. There you go. There's your M390. Now, I'll say they maximized the utmost amount of space in this knife because your stop pin and flipper tab are very, very close. Lockup on this knife is great. Action on it is great. Let me zoom back out. Pocket clip. This pocket clip, you can see there's a lot of tension on that pocket clip. I've had it in and out of pocket a couple times. This knife, let's go ahead and take what's in my pocket out. Yeah, you guys know there's a video coming to that. This knife does not really pose me any problem in and out of jeans. No problem. So I'm gonna move that. In and out of jeans, no problem. Track pants, shorts. I tried it in all of them. Didn't carry this because, like I said, it's not my knife. This is Israel's personal, and it's going back to him. Jimping, the jimping on it, nice and deep. But this is more kind of like, I look at this and this is, to me, is more like a showpiece kind of knife. All the facets, all the stuff. This would not be a knife that I would really want to carry to do a lot of work. Not that it wouldn't do it. I think that this would be one of those knives where most people are going to get it and then they're going to late use it because it is attractive. And this would definitely get attention. If you pulled this out of your pocket, people would be like, ooh, what are you carrying? So let's go ahead. If you hang out just a second, I'll get some stuff here to do some size comparisons. I got a little bit wider variety of knives for size comparison just because they happen to be laying on the counter. So first, let's look at compared to the Ferrum Forged Gent, a very popular knife model. The Mass Drop Ferrum Forged Design Gent. You can see this is a fairly large knife in comparison to something like that. Benchmade 940. You're looking right in the same realm. They're almost the same for length, but you can see this is a much beefier knife than the 940. As always, you will have a Sebenza in the mix for size comparison. And let's look at them side by side. The Sebenza is just ever so slightly larger. But like I said, this is a broader, beefier blade. And my newest acquisition, because it's another Tonto, is the Grimsmo Norseman. And as you can see, the Norseman is a good bit bigger, maybe about an inch. So not a huge knife. It does carry well. It's nice and light, and it does have something that I really look for in a knife. I wanted to mention this, and I almost forgot. This knife is tipped forward enough. It has enough weight tipped forward that it does not feel heavy in the back. And I like that a lot. I like a little bit of tip forward weight because I know where that knife is. I'm very cognizant of where that blade is because it has a little bit of weight forward, and I know where it's at when I'm doing any work. Sharpening something like this where the weight is distributed a little bit further, I definitely have a little bit easier of a time because I can feel exactly what's going on with the blade. This Like right here, if I had to sharpen this for Israel, I would not have a problem with it. I can feel right now it wants to find its own angle, and it would be really easy because there's a little bit of weight forward of that pivot. And it just feels good in hand when you have something that is weighted just the way you want it. Pocket clip, I meant to mention this. Pocket clip, like I said, tension on pocket clips, fairly decent, fairly strong, not over the top. However, it is a titanium pocket clip, but I don't know if they Cerakoted it or what they used, but it is an attractive black titanium pocket clip. And you can see he's got a good bit of tension in it. There's a bend in that clip. I'm trying to see, does it touch? It does not really touch the lock bar. It looks as though it does, but it does not actually touch the lock bar when it is deployed, when the knife is deployed. So you don't have to worry about extra tension on your lock bar with that pocket clip. So let's go ahead. That is attractive. I'm not gonna lie, this was done very well. It's a very well done knife. I didn't find any flaws on it. This was originally sent to me to repair what Israel said was some scratches, and to tell you the truth, I can't find them right now. I saw them before, but I can't find the scratches that he wanted me to take care of. So really, really well done knife. It is attractive. Like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that, one, this just isn't something that I would use very much. I wouldn't foresee myself using this knife very much. And two, it's almost too nice for a lot of the things I would want to do. This is a fancy showplace kind of knife. So let's go ahead and let's flip this around and do some final thoughts. So guys, obviously I forgot to do the packaging, so we'll do it right now. It comes packaged really well. It comes with its own semi-hard case with a lot of foam. It comes with a certificate of authenticity. It is a metal. That is a metal card. It talks about it. It talks about the date of birth, September 2020, blade steel, the handle material, date of birth. It's all on there. And so this is what comes with the knife. This one also had a handful of stickers. You had the Necronaut Arcane design sticker, an Arcane design sticker by itself, and then the Arcane logo, all in the case. So all in all, it comes packaged really well. These did come in several different colors, color schemes. They had a black blade. I think they were PVD coated, maybe a DLC PVD. I'm not sure exactly what the coating is. I did not look hard enough. But they had black blade, black handle, red pivot collar. There was a lot of different color coordination options that you could get. There's only one place where you could get one of these unless you pick one up on the secondary market, and that's at Arcane Design at their website. So they have this knife. I don't know if it's currently available. I didn't really see any. I think they're all sold out. Wow. Somebody's really trying to, that's my, wow. Yeah, that's the Owen Wilson. That's my Owen Wilson quote for the day. Wow. Back to what I was saying. So no, really attractive knife, $310. Not bad for the quality of knife you're getting. Like I said, I wouldn't foresee myself using this particular knife. I could see people doing it. I originally, when I first got this knife, I thought that I was not going to like the flipper tab, the chipping on a flipper tab. I thought it felt a little sharp. And I even told Israel that. But now that I've had this and I've played with it and messed with it, I've had this for a couple of months now. I've changed my idea on it. It's a nice small flipper tab that works very well. It takes very little to deploy this. So to give Israel a compliment, this looks like a knife you would not see on my counter that you would see on Jim Skelton's counter. That's what I would say. This is one of those art kind of knives, almost artistically inspired kind of knives that you might see on Jim Skelton's channel, not on mine. But I'm not gonna lie to you, this thing is ground very well, ground very thin, very sharp. I haven't really cut much with it, but I can tell you right now, it's ground very thin with that full flat grind. So guys, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy the content. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down, but try to tell me why. If you really like the videos, there is an applause button where you can donate money directly to the channel. And if you really want to support the channel, I do have
memberships down below. There's multiple tiers. I do stuff for the members. They get exclusive videos and exclusive giveaways and things like that. So guys, without any further ado, I'm going to get out of here. I love you guys. Take it easy, and I will see you in the next video.